Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marketing and Public Relations. Today's topic of discussion is we are focusing on customer service. Let's begin. First things first, what is a customer? You might have heard that the customer is the king. In life, men want attention. Ladies also want attention. Children want attention, and the kings want the lion's attention. So it's all about attention here. When we're looking at customers and customer service, it's all about giving people the attention they think they deserve. I'm your host, Stuart Louis is the name. Let's look at a customer. We have got two types of customers per se. We can talk of the internal customers and the external customers. But basically, customers are people who need your assistance. They are not an interruption to your job. They are not the reason you have a job, but they are people in need of your assistance in the process of your day-to-day conduct of business. They need your assistance. In our discussion, we'll try to look at how we can communicate effectively with our customers, how we can create a positive impression, how we can develop and maintain customer service standards. We'll also look at how we can plan good customer service programs. And we'll also look at how we can distinguish between the internal and the external customers. So we shall also look at what we call the attitude checklist and the skills that we may be expected to have in order for us to be able to deliver quality or good customer service. We'll also try to look at what are those things that the customer wants. We'll look at how we can establish a rapport, that is good relationship between ourselves and our customers. We also try to look at the relationships between customer service and customer satisfaction and try to identify qualities of excellent customer service. So in a nutshell, we need to look at those things. But first things first, we need to find out. I talked of the two groups, distinct groups of customers, the internal and the external customers. Internal customers, they say charity begins at home. When we're looking at internal customers from an organization's perspective, internal customers are these people, the employees within the organization. That's where it all starts. Our employees are the internal customers. If these people are satisfied, then and only then are we guaranteed of this satisfaction spilling over to the external customers. And we've got those people in the task environment, the people who come and do business with us, the people who buy our products, the people who buy our services. These are our external customers. But it all begins with the internal customers. If these people are happy and satisfied with this customer service the organization renders to them, then they are bound or most likely to extend this to the outside customers. And let us look at how these customers evaluate us. They evaluate us in terms of the service. We talk of quality service, but usually this quality service, it is measured on a 5-point system. They look at our reliability, they look at assurance, they look at the tangibles, they look at empathy, and they look at our responsiveness. Reliability, assurance, tangibles, empathy, responsiveness. We can remember them by the word RETA. If I write here, RETA. Find a better one. RETA. the word letter A-T-E-R. Reliability, the first one. Assurance, tangibles, empathy, and responsiveness. That's how they measure us. That's how they evaluate us. If these are the 5 points they focus on, it means for us to be able to deliver customer service, we must deliver along these 5 points on our reliability, on our assurance, on our tangibles, empathy, and responsiveness. Right, let's look at reliability. What do we mean by being reliable? It means we must perform and live up to our promises. We must perform and live up to our promises. It means we must be dependable, and it means we must be accurate. If you are a front desk officer, a client phones you, wants some information, and you don't have that information, and you say, okay, may I take down your number, and I'll come back to you before end of business today. Then, the moment the customer at the other end of the line puts down the receiver, you automatically forget about it. You only remember about it when the same customer phones you again. Then it means we failed on our promises. We promised to phone back by end of or close of business, but we couldn't. It also means that we are not dependable. What we say, what we promise is not what we do. We are not accurate. So reliability is measured through those 3 variables: accuracy, dependability, and the performance that lives up to the customer's expectations. Let's look at the other element, assurance. Assurance is about trust and confidence in you. Are you somebody worth trusting? Can people have confidence in your organization? You know what happens is, sometimes some business urgently need a supply of certain products because they've got an important event, an important function to which those items are needed, and they call you and you promise to deliver. Don't worry, before 10 a.m. tomorrow you'll get the things, but 10 a.m. here it comes, nothing happens. It means you cannot be trusted. And usually, once people lose trust, it's very difficult to rebuild lost trust. Assurance means these people, you've got the required skills and the knowledge to perform the job well. So they give you the assurance that when we say you are doing it, they will do. At one point, I took my car for repair, and I went there, I waited whilst they opened the bonnet, doing this, and these guys came with this big ratchet spanner, and they were tightening those bolts, those 6 bolts for the cylinder head. And I was afraid that the ratchet they were using, I think it's the big ones meant for the big lorries. And for sure, what I was afraid of happened. One of the bolts tripped, it broke inside. It means these people don't have the required skills and they cannot do the job very well. So I said, stop everything now. I'll take my car elsewhere, because there was no assurance that they were going to do a good job. Assurance may relate to the way people answer the questions. Are you sure that what you need to know, these people are capable of telling you to your satisfaction that which you want to know? Product knowledge. Do they know their product? Are you sure they know the product? Listening skills. Are you sure when you go to this shop, the people who are there on the sales floor will be able to listen to you and give you the right answer that you need and they will exhibit knowledge of the product or service they give. That's the assurance the customers want. So when we are dealing with our customers, we must make sure that we deal with them in a manner that help them have trust and develop confidence in us. We need to make sure that we are well skilled for our job. We know it very well. We know it like the back of our hand. Whatever we're asked, we are able to answer. And we are prepared to listen their side of the story. Let's look at the tangibles, the T. People, they measure our service or evaluate ourselves in terms of the quality of what we give them, the market offering that we're giving them, the product offering that we're giving them. Is it of the required quality? Can they see it? Can they feel it? That's quality. The physical facility. You know what happens? I've always told my students that you go to a friend's house or somebody's house. The first thing that you need to do, visit the ablution facilities. If you find that everything is in shambles, the facilities are dirty, even if they give you food, don't eat. Don't. The facilities speak in encyclopedia volumes of what goes on in that particular house. Even if the facilities of a shop are nice. There are some shops when you walk in, it's a supermarket. You get in the way the gondolas, you know what I mean by the gondolas, those big shelves where you find the product stocked. Everything is helter-skelter or haphazard. It means even the minds of the people who are setting up the facilities or looking after the facilities, everything is the same. And you cannot expect good customer service from people who are themselves disorganized. The equipment they use, the staff, the letters. You take your car, you want the tire to be changed, and these people do not have the basic equipment. They are using these long iron bars to try and open the tire. You are even, once you are standing there and watching them, you are even afraid one may injure himself or herself. And for you to expect quality there, because what they are doing, these people, it's so frustrating the way they are doing their things, and frustrated people rarely give good attention to their customers. That's on tangibles. Responsiveness. This is the willingness to assist the customers. You write to some organizations, you want a quotation. You want to buy a car, let's say. It takes them 2 days. You have to remind them. But they're in the business of selling, looking for customers. They are not responsive. People want prompt service. They want their problems resolved as soon as possible. Because when people come to you, it's either they've got a need, a want. This may be in the form of a problem to which they need a solution, and they need this solution yesterday. So the prompt the service, the more they get satisfied. The more the problem, the faster it is resolved, the more the customers get satisfied. Empathy. Caring and individualized. You know, when we're talking of empathy, we're looking at people, that which you can get without even asking for it in words. People see you and they automatically know what you need. They see you walk in, they realize that you've got a problem. And they sit with you. Say, can you come? Let's sit in the corner. How can I help you? That's the empathy they need. The things that we communicate to our customers without saying them in words. The facial expressions will tell whether the people are prepared to listen. We don't want a situation you walk into a shop and the people start giggling. They don't realize that an important visitor has just entered the building. Empathy is being available when you are needed. Showing that you care. I remember at one point, it's a short story, I was in Kinshasa, 16th floor in this building. And there is this other gentleman who was tired of life and wanted to commit suicide. Imagine 16th floor, and he wanted to jump to his death. We were there, the relatives were there, the wives, the children. And we were all trying to persuade this gentleman from not jumping. But he was saying, no, keep your distance. The moment you come closer to me, I'm going to jump. I'm tired. This world is not my home. And you know what? All the adults there, some wailing, some pleading. The guy could not understand. But it took a 3 to 4 year old small girl, his child. This one ran to him, and we thought, we were all afraid that he was going to jump to his death together with this small baby. But you know what? The small baby said nothing, the small girl. Just went there and was just holding, leaning against the father, who was seated on a balcony ready to jump. I'm sure there was communication between these two, although they were not talking to each other. The closeness, the way the small girl was holding on to the father, there was communication there. After a few moments, the father stood up, started crying, took up the kid in his arms, and walked his way back to his room. There was empathy. The feeling that what has happened to you, it has not only happened to you first and last, it has also happened to us. Because in life there is nothing as consoling as the mere feeling that the person next door feels exactly the same as you do. That's what they want. When people are in mourning, we go there, we mourn with them, we sympathize and empathize with them. That the pain is not yours alone, it's all ours. When customers come, we want to show them that the problem they are facing, to which they need solution, it's not their problem alone. We are also concerned about their welfare. That's empathy. Customer service happens during transactions, right? That's one thing that we must focus on. Customer service mostly happens during the transaction. That will explain that mostly we talk of customer service when we're in the hotel industry. When you go to the restaurants where people are, the waitresses, the waiters are coming to you and talking to you. More often than not, that's how we measure that. So usually it happens during that time. Person to person, during the transaction. And customer service is resident in the people, not in the transaction, but it's resident in the people who are conducting the transaction. That's customer service. Then I want us to contrast this customer service to what we call customer care. Customer care is all-inclusive, includes everything that is done to make the people happy. We go back to the 7 P's of marketing, product, pricing, promotion, people, processes, policies, you name it. All those constitute customer care. But when all these are done, there comes a time when the customer will need to receive our product offering. And at that time, the customer will be in direct contact with our people representing the organization, the internal customers. So the time or the point where the internal customer and the external customer meet face to face in order to finalize the deal or the transaction, that's where the majority of customer service takes place. The other thing that we do behind the scenes in order to please the customers is what constitutes customer care. But the difference is not important. We are not here to split hairs. Because when you look at both customer service and customer care, they aim at one thing, to satisfy what? Our customers. So perhaps the difference tends to be more academic than it is practical. Let's look at the people factor in customer service. We have said customer care, customer service, is when the two people involved in the transactions meet face to face. So what it means is there is a people factor at the center of this. Of course, we know transactions can be done where people are not there. But whichever medium of trade these people are using, there is a process where people interact. People may be in the other world and they're just communicating through computers via internet. But the wording there will bring these people as if they were together, the same. So the human factor is very important in customer service. By nature, we know that human beings are complex. They are complex because apart from all the other assets in the organization, we find that the human being is the only subject. The other assets in the organizations are objects. The subject is the one that does the action. And what makes it more complex, the human factor, is that it is a subject that has got its own objectives that may be at a tangent or in contrast to the expectations of the organization, or at a tangent with the organizational goals. People have interests and objectives that sometimes compete with organization objectives, and people are affected by emotions and the power of the mind. So people are difficult to please. That's why they are regarded complex. Imagine there was a story of a kindergarten in South Africa where people normally go, they leave their kids there, spend the whole day, and you do this in the hope that once you leave your child behind, the child is well kept, is looked after nicely. But there was a situation that disturbed a lot of people when a small child was left at a kindergarten in South Africa because the owner of the kindergarten wanted to watch a popular movie on TV, and the child happened to be crying at the same time. She was so offended to the extent that she took a tape and shut the mouth of the kid and put the kid in a disused strong room where the kid is seen trying to free itself and so forth. So what we are saying here is the people factor is very important. Housemaids, are we sure we treat them well? We need to. Because if we don't treat them well, imagine they've got several opportunities for also not treating us well. So, customer service is all about effective communication. We need to effectively communicate with our customers. Right. So, this communication helps us describe the good and bad customer service. Good customer service is taking that extra step to help without being asked. It is all about attitude and skills. This brings us to the attitude checklist. What are those attitudes that assist us in providing good customer service? We go back to the human factor. We need people who are naturally interested in helping people. There are some people who are people persons, and there are some people who are aloof, some people who want to be on their own. There are some people who dislike being in the public, and there are people who enjoy being with the people. There are people who enjoy being out there with other people. There are some people who enjoy being indoors alone and bookworming behind the curtains. We need people who are happy or enjoy helping people, people who handle people well, people who care for their customers, and we want people who give a fair and equal treatment to all. We don't want people, some people come, they are treated They're greeted with a smile. Some people come, the person is different. The person is just like a chameleon, changes now and again. That's the attitude that we're talking about. We know it's very difficult to contain attitudes. It's very difficult to contain emotions. But we want people who can forget about their emotions when they're at work. I've always told my students that I like the radio DJs. At one of our stations here in Namibia, you find these guys, it doesn't matter, they've got problems of their own at their homes. The moment they are in the office or in the studio behind the microphone, they are so happy, jovial, laughing, cracking jokes. I even tell them that I saw one of them one of the days. He was given a good beating at one of the social sites in town. And from what I saw, the guy had a swollen what? Eye. But the following day when I switched on the radio and I could hear this gentleman on air, I tell you, the guy was just in a jovial mood, happy, playing nice songs, cracking jokes. And I said, my God, if all people could be like that, if they could forget their worries, if they could forget their problems the moment they are at work and concentrate on their job to make the people happy, then the world could be good. And doing business with such people would be excellent, would be a marvel. Let's look at some of the key skills that we might need in order for us to be able to give good customer service. You need to know your organization. Know your organization like the back of your hand. You must know the technical parts of the job. Because one day these customers will come, and when they come, prove to them that you know. Talk to them in confidence because you know the technical components of your job. Communicate well. There are people who have got a serious problem of communication. When they are answering to a phone call, they'll say, "Who are you?" Instead of, "I'm so of this command, how can I help you?" So, communication is a central thing because people are put off, encouraged, or disappointed by the way we talk to them. Be consistent. If you are a command that is known for giving good quality, do it. Be consistent. Be organized. It's one quality of one skill that is required for good customer service. Be organized. People come to the restaurant. The refreshments are warm. You were not prepared for it. There is no ice. Or if you run out of stock, you now need to run to the suppliers to get stock whilst your customers are waiting. It means you are not organized. People are organized. They foresee things before they happen. I was walking in one of the shops, supermarkets, and one person was busy mopping the floors, cleaning, I think something, and customers were coming. These are unsuspecting customers. They don't know that the floors are wet and there is no sign something wet. So we are saying, make sure that you prepare. You know very well that if somebody walks on wet tiles, in floor tiles, one is bound to fall and get injured. And quickly, one of the supervisors on duty quickly saw it and rushed and stopped. Sorry, wait, please, can you make a detour? Here, the floors are wet. Because we're going to see disaster. Know your place in the team and be a team player. You know what? Sometimes there are some people who are only there to compete. They want to out-compete either. The customers will be happy to see that you are united. You are serving the organization with a singular sincerity of purpose. That's what they want. So show that you are a team. You work as a team. Stop the blaming game. No, if something is good, you want to get the credit. If something is bad, it's not me, it's them. And customer, there is nothing as irritating as trying to make yourself smart. And the customer don't want that. We now want to know, what is it that the customers want? Right? I want you to discuss that. What is it they want? Just a brainstorm, write it down, then you discuss in groups what customers want. You'll find very interesting answers. Simple, very simple things. Greeting customers. Greeting, a mere greeting, is very central in customer service, good customer service. The purpose of a greeting is to create and maintain a welcoming environment. And how can we achieve this? When people walk in, let's go and meet them. There are shops that where you go to, especially furniture shops. The moment you get into the showroom, somebody, 3 or 4 people come to you. How can we help you? So, this is the attention. The attention the kings want is the attention the customers want as well. Be attentive. Acknowledge a person as soon as they appear. The moment you see them coming, acknowledge that you have seen them. Go meet them, greet them, smile at them, ask them, how can we help you? I remember a story that happened at this other petrol station. I won't mention where. I got there. You know, we waited there in order to get service. And these people, the fuel attendants, were busy chatting there. But one motorist became so impatient. He was hooting at them and they were not even paying attention. And deliberately, they were ignoring him. When they came, they were working so slowly, like, I don't know. And when they got, you know what they did? They said, how can we help? And this guy said, you guys, you are busy chatting there and you are not attending to us. Why? Don't you know that we are the ones who are making you receive your salaries? And one of the guys, fuel engineer, said, have you ever bought me a bread at my house? He said, what do you say? Who is your supervisor? I want to talk to your supervisor because your customer service is so poor. And that guy did not yesterday. He said, there he is. And the motorist walked to the supervisor and said, man, how are you people serving people here? It's so bad. I came here long back, all of us here, the motorists came long back, but we didn't receive any services yet. And you know what? I got the shocking answer of the day. The supervisor on duty said, my friend, this is not the only petrol service station. There are so many along the road. If you are dissatisfied by our service, proceed and you go to the next. And really, the guy was angry. He had to drive off. I had no choice but to wait because my car was too low on fuel. I was afraid I would not reach the next fuel point. But that is an example of bad customer service. Smile. A simple smile. Do you know that smiles are infectious? A smile will make people feel very welcome. Eye contact. Establish eye contact. You don't speak to your customers whilst you're looking at other things or at your phone. It means you're not giving them attention. When you are giving people attention, you look them in the eye. Tell them your name to show that you can trust me. Why is it you don't want to tell them your name? Because you're trying to hide something or what? You're afraid you don't want this person to report you or what? Ask them how you can help them. You smile, looking at them in the eye and telling them your name, then you ask for help. That is what they want. Give the customers your full attention in other words. Imagine you're talking to somebody is busy on WhatsApp. It's so disappointing. Be polite and courteous. Don't be rude like the example that I've just given at the fuel point. Establishing rapport in customer service. What does good rapport feel like? Greet people when you meet them. Smile at them. Make the customer feel comfortable. If you smile at a person, it's simply saying, you are welcome. You are welcome. I'm ready to be of service to you. That's what the customers want. Make them feel valued. Make them feel important. How do we do so? Greet them. Ask yourself, I'm at your service. Sir, madam, how can I assist? Use empathy. Show them you understand they've got a concern and you are there to help them. Find out how you can help. Find out which help they need. If you can't help, tell them that which you can do. Don't try to help where you cannot help and end up messing. Offer alternatives if possible. If they don't have to wait, how would you handle it? They are in a hurry. Tell them, okay, we can do A, B, C, D. If not, advise them. Since you are in a hurry and the queue is so long, perhaps try our neighbor ABs. It does not mean that you have lost business. It means you are concerned. The communication equation. What you hear is the tone of the voice, the clarity in that voice, and the expressiveness. And this constitutes 40% of the message that is carried through into the ear of the customers. What you see or feel, the facial expression, the dress and the grooming, the way people present themselves, the posture, the body language, the eye contact, the touch, and the gesture constitute 50% of the message. You might try to be polite, but your facial expression tells them that it's a complete opposite of what you're trying to portray. It's all fake. So you all need to look at all those. The words only constitute 10% of the messaging. Customers need people who listen. And these people, we should train ourselves to listen. So basically, when we're talking of customer service, we need to be very good at listening. We must be able to attend their immediate needs. We must be available when we are needed. We must maintain eye contact. We must make sure that our postures do not betray that we are not interested in what is happening. We must show concentration to them. And we must make sure that we have got the skills that what are required. The communication skills, right? To answer questions. We encourage them. We give them options. We are empathetic. Right? Our voices show that we are interested in what we are doing. We should not show that we are upset, we are angry at when we are speaking to them. Right? We must speak fast enough for them to hear us. We mustn't be mumbling, speaking as if we've got water in our mouths. We mustn't look tired and yawning or bored when customers are in front of us. We must be cheerful, and we mustn't be blaming other players, our working colleagues, and the tone of our voice should be warm and good. That is what we expect when we're doing customer service, such that they find it easy to ask, find it easy to talk to us at any given time, right? We need to control our emotions, know that we are there to serve at their disposal, not to try and boss them around. If you're not interested in our product, then you can go elsewhere. That's bad. We don't do that when we're trying to give customer service. Think about how you might modify your voice in certain situations. You don't go and stand akimbo at a funeral, people are mourning, you speak with your hands in the pocket. No. Every situation requires certain gestures, certain postures, and certain voices. That's how we become charismatic. Body language, right? Body language. The smile that I've talked about, just of the introduction. We shake hands. Do you greet? Have you ever gone to a till point in a shop, in a supermarket, right? Unless or until you greet that particular person who is serving you, the person is quiet. You only get to know him or her if you read the badge that is on here. Otherwise, nothing. The person is just interested in you having the right amount, does not even talk to you. But to a cheerful person who is at the till, who will start a conversation. Customer service. Are you the person who gets into a lift? Right? Into a lift or escalator, and there's a person standing next to you? You do nothing. Several times I've been in a lift, and you find someone is looking at the roof of the escalator, of the lift. Everybody's on his or her cell phone, and no one even greets one another. Is that so? We need people who are so flexible they can easily pick a conversation. They've got a positive attitude. They have no stranger wherever they are. These are the people who are very good at customer service. When they're answering phones, they are so. There is one lady for this other company. You know what happened? The way she answers her phone calls, I ended up traveling to that company to see what type of person she is. She's so sweet on the phone. And I was so curious, curiosity killed the cat. I had to go there. Yes, to see the person. That's what we want. Thank you. So, it's all about our approach to the other person. So, ladies and gentlemen, this, I think, has gone away in helping you understand what we mean by customer service. It's what we do when we're interacting with the other person, with the customer. We must be good, we must be at our best, so that this person feels happy to do business with us, feels welcome, such that she goes and comes back, tells the other people of how good it is. This is what we normally do. And we are saying we need to have these good communication skills, right? If people are explaining something, we must be good at it. Do not say rude things while someone is on hold, or you forget about the phone, you put it down, or you promise to come back, you don't, or you're talking to somebody on the phone at the same time you're drinking, and the other person can easily see or feel that you are eating or something that is going on. That is not it. Good customer service requires that we pay attention to the person that we are talking with, right? Now, the first time we get in contact with our customers, we must leave a good and a positive impression, because it is the first cut that cuts deepest. We are mostly remembered by what we did the first time we were in encounter with the customers. Check customers, right? They have everything they need. Smile at them. Follow up on them to see how they are doing. If they bought an item from you, follow up and find out. I used to have this client, the supplier from this easy service provider in courier business. Each time, once a week, you would pick up a phone to phone. Hello Stuart, how are you doing? How can we help you? It's a long time since we heard from you. You feel happy. You feel like giving them business that you were supposed to give them next week. You feel like giving them today because you feel happy. You feel at home. This is what is expected of us, right? Just calling. Don't only think of a customer when you need business from them, right? It's even, charity begins at home, right? Even in our homes, we have got relatives, even here in Vinduk, even there in Ushakati, in the town where you live, the real relatives are there. But how many times do you phone them? Have you phoned them since the beginning of the year? Perhaps not. I've made it a policy. I buy something. When I buy something at the end of the year, I buy something. When I buy a recharge, I charge my phone. I go on WhatsApp. I go on what you call this. These bundles that you get from MTC, Super Away. I make sure that once in 2 weeks, I phone all my relatives who are local, at least to know. Or if they are not there, I leave a message for them. People want attention. That is what should be done. First impression count and will be remembered by the customers the rest of their lives. So guys, what did we say in a nutshell in customer service? We say it happens at the time of transaction. We said it takes knowledge of the product, skills, it takes cheerful persons, it takes knowledge of the product, knowledge of the processes, it takes people who are willing to help, understanding and empathizing with the people. And we say it takes reliability, right? Assurance of people. Those are the things they expect. when we are to deliver good customer service. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I salute you. I hope this small video clip has helped you understand one or two things in as far as customer service is concerned. I salute you. Thank you.